What role did colonialism play in Latin American slavery? Imagine a time when new worlds were being discovered and empires were expanding across oceans. During this era, colonial powers set up systems that would shape societies for centuries. One of the most significant parts of this process was the rise of slavery in Latin America. Colonialism was the main force behind this, creating a web of social and economic rules that kept enslaved Africans and indigenous peoples working for the benefit of European settlers. When the Spanish and Portuguese arrived, they brought with them ideas of land ownership and wealth that depended heavily on forced labor. Indigenous peoples were initially used in systems like the encomienda, which promised protection and Christian teachings but often turned into brutal exploitation. Many indigenous populations suffered and declined rapidly because of harsh working conditions and new diseases brought by Europeans. As native populations decreased, colonists looked elsewhere for labor. They turned to enslaved Africans, who were forcibly transported across the Atlantic in what is called the Transatlantic slave trade. This trade became a backbone of colonial economies, especially in regions like Brazil and the Caribbean, where sugar plantations and gold mines needed large numbers of workers. Africans were chosen because they could handle tropical diseases better and endure tough work. Laws and social systems in colonies made slavery a permanent part of life. These laws created racial hierarchies that placed Europeans at the top and enslaved Africans and mixed-race people below. Even though the Catholic Church sometimes spoke about protecting slaves, in reality, many faced brutal treatment and high death rates. Resistance was always present. Enslaved Africans and their descendants fought back through rebellions, escapes, and forming communities of free people in remote areas. These acts of defiance challenged colonial authority and helped push for changes that eventually led to the abolition of slavery. The legacy of colonialism and slavery is still visible today in Latin America's diverse culture, social structures, and racial identities. The blending of indigenous, African, and European influences created a unique cultural mix that shapes the region's language, music, and traditions. Understanding how colonial powers used slavery to build their economies helps us see the roots of inequality and the rich contributions of Afro-Latin communities. This history is important because it influences ongoing conversations about race, identity, and social justice in Latin America.